Welcome back, everyone. January is National Mentoring Month and a time to discuss empowering young people through that mentorship. San Diego organization Promises2Kids provides mentors for foster youth in the county. Craig Tino, Promise2Kids mentor, is joining us now to share his experience with mentoring. And I guess the first question, Craig, would be, how would you best explain Promises2Kids?
Yeah, so that's a wonderful question. I think to kind of summarize it as best as possible, ultimately Promises2Kids, they help current and former foster youth from birth through adulthood, through any number of different means, whether it's helping them academically or networking, connecting. My time with the program has been phenomenal, and I've seen firsthand just how big of a difference it makes in so many people's lives.
And I see here in our notes that you've been a part of this for well over 3 years. And how has your experience kind of impacted not only yourself, but your mentee?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest impacts for me is just how heartwarming it has been to lend a hand, offer advice to my mentor, or my mentee rather, who I've had the same mentee for these 3 years now. And just to see how much he's grown, how much confidence he's had, it's really been inspiring even for myself. So it all in all, just been a pleasure, this entire experience.
Is that rare within the program to have that same mentee year after year? And do you think that that's important to kind of have that consistency?
So I can attest to the rarity of whether it's common or not to have the same mentee or not. But one of the things that I found was a very big piece of advice is in the foster care program, a lot of people are coming in and out of these youth's lives. So to have a consistent presence was a piece of advice that I've got. And it took a little bit of time for my mentee to open up to me. But after a few sessions or after a few times of us just hanging out and doing things, it became a much more organic and natural relationship. And again, it's just been incredible for me.
What do you think that you've been able to kind of help your mentee maybe the most with, or maybe something you didn't expect to help them with?
So one of the biggest things I found is just being a sounding board for whatever even little problems that they might be having or questions that might come up. I'm always appreciative of when my mentee is the one who texts me and asks about maybe what healthcare program that they're interested in, or just different options, or even into something as simple as helping them with a tax related question. It's really those little things that I found to make the biggest difference, and I really appreciate when they reach out to me.
And we know that January obviously is a big month for mentoring, but this is something that people can get involved in with throughout the year. So how can people get involved or potentially help, maybe even volunteer?
Yeah, absolutely. So Promises2Kids, I mean, we're always seeking for volunteers year round. And we have a bunch of different mentorship groups and specialty groups. We have a group dedicated for our Black groups, our Latinx, our LGBTQ+. We have a bunch of different other programs like Camp Connect. I'd say that the best place to start or to get involved would be just to visit our website at promises2kids.org and kind of go from there.
All right. Well, Craig, thank you so much for all of your help today. And is there a website or obviously a site that people can go to, or maybe social media page to learn a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's promises2kids.org. I have an abundance of information, and we appreciate whatever, however much people can help.
Okay, Craig. Well, thank you so much for that. Again, promises2kids.org. Thank you so much, Craig.
Thank you.